Hey everyone, welcome to Judging for the Win. I'm Dave, and this is my daily ruling. Today's question was suggested by a viewer, thanks to Arthur Henningsen for this one. Amy attacks with a Wyrm's Crossing Patrol, and Nick has a Windshaper Planetar that he wants to play and reselect what all of the tokens are attacking. Is this possible? Okay, so the first thing that I want to do here is take a quick look at Myriad's entry in the comprehensive rules. And we can see that it does not create any requirement that the tokens attack any specific player. And that means that we shouldn't have any problem at all if we needed to change what those creatures were attacking sometime down the road somehow. Of course, we also have this rule here, which says that when you're reselecting what a creature is attacking, you don't need to pay attention to any of the restrictions or requirements that were originally in place when that creature was declared as an attacker, so this is kind of a moot point anyway, but it's good to know. So this proves that, at least in principle anyway, it should be possible to do what we're trying to do here. However, there's one other loose end that I need to address. That being the practical matter of what we actually need to do to make this play work out. To see what I mean, let's consider that it would be possible for Nick to play the Windshaper Planetar in response to the Myriad triggered ability. However, if he were to do this, then that would mean that the Planetar enters the battlefield with the Myriad trigger still on the stack. And its enters the battlefield ability would then trigger and go on the stack on top of Myriad. Which means that when Nick is instructed to reselect what all of the creatures that are attacking, well, the Myriad trigger has not yet resolved, which means that the tokens won't be in play yet. So he would not be able to get the full value the way he probably was hoping. On the other hand, we also know that the Windshaper Planetar ability is going to do absolutely nothing unless it enters the battlefield during the Declare Attacker step, which, luckily for us, is the step where the ability of Myriad does trigger. However, it's not immediately obvious that it would be possible to play the Planetar in such a way that it's after the Myriad trigger has created the tokens, but before the end of the Declare Attacker step. So it turns out that yes, it is indeed possible for Nick to do exactly this. And in order to see exactly how this works, we're going to need one additional piece of information. That being the criteria that the game uses to determine when it's time to move on to the next step or phase. As you can see here, that criterion would be for all of the players in the game to pass priority with the stack being empty in succession. And so in order to see exactly how that applies to this situation here, I'd like to go through exactly what's going to happen in this Declare Attacker step, starting with the Myriad triggered ability. So after Amy declares all of her attackers, then the game is going to see if any triggered abilities need to go on the stack. Myriad would be one such triggered ability, so it would go on the stack. Now, we already talked about how we probably do not want to respond to this triggered ability with the Planetar. So let's just have everybody pass priority with this ability on the stack. And what that means is that since everybody passed priority, the top object of the stack, in this case the Myriad ability, is going to resolve. So that's going to happen normally, everything's great, and now, even though the stack is now empty, we're not going to move to the next step quite yet. Rather, we need everybody to pass priority in succession with the stack empty. So what that means is that everybody, including Nick, is going to have an opportunity to cast spells or activate abilities before the game moves on to the next step. And with Nick having that opportunity, he can play the Windshaper Planetar at that point, and he will get the ability just like he needs after the Myriad triggered ability has resolved and created the tokens. And if Nick uses that opportunity, he will be able to reselect what all of the tokens are attacking. And that's all I have for you today. How did you do? Join me again next time for another daily ruling, but until then, I hope you have a great day.